Well, good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Underhood Show presented by Mel Hambelton Ford. My name's Phil Nightingale. I'm the general manager, and Josh Prophet, our service director. Morning, Josh.
Good morning.
Beautiful day out there in Cape
Yes,
Land,
it
right?
is. Yes, it
So,
is.
sunny and 70 somewhere, right, Josh?
All the time.
Doesn't matter. It's sunny and 70 somewhere. Just not sure where that somewhere is, but it is somewhere. So, hey, it's a call-in show, 316-462-3673. Anything ailing your car, tires, brakes, batteries, anything in the automobile world, anything in the racing world, anything about Mel Hambelton Racing, whatever might be on your tip or anything you want to talk about or questions, something you don't understand. I'd love to hear from you. 316-462-3673. It's the number to dial up and come to our front desk. Tell the gals you want to get punched into the podcast, and we'll get you on the air here. And of course, as always, there's a great price package valued at over $130 for each and every caller. As always, Josh, what's in that package?
So it's going to consist of the works, which is an oil change and tire rotation. We use Motorcraft oil and filter products here at Mel Hambelton Ford. While we're performing that, we're going to complete a multi-point inspection, talking about your brakes, tires, steering, suspension, all the safety-related components on the vehicle. You'll also receive yourself $10 to Mel's Diner, so you can get yourself something to eat and drink while you're here with us at the big corner. Complete nitrogen for your tires, so you get all the great benefits that nitrogen has to offer. And then BG products package, which consists of a can of MOA or motor oil additive for your engine oil, and then a CF5 for your fuel system. Again, just getting that vehicle geared up and ready to go for that next 5,000 miles of driving. So.
All right, 316-462-3673. Let's get the phones ringing. Morning, Delbert. Morning, Jason and Mr. James Furman. How's everybody this morning? Thanks for tuning in and watching. So let's get the phones ringing. 316-462-3673. Love to hear from you. Anyway, Josh, what's on the agenda today?
So got a couple of different things that I wanted to talk about. One, I was thinking the other day, I was talking back and forth with a couple of the VOTEC instructors in the we and we're looking at getting together back again in the spring, and we're kind of setting some dates and things like that. And we were just going through some of the demonstrations that we had previously done in years past and stuff like that. And I don't know if we can do this, or if we got a caller out there that maybe has recently went through driver's ed, or somebody that has a son or a daughter that just recently went through any type of driver's ed. I want to know, do they still teach you how to parallel park in driver's ed? And what brought that up was some of the features that we have in these new vehicles is the auto parallel park. And that's been a couple of things that we've done as demos at some of these schools, and the kids are just blown away, watching the vehicle, the steering wheels going off. And I mean, it gets so close to the curb, and then, cones or vehicles or whatever in front of or back of. And so
I remember the first time I tried it.
Yeah.
I ended up in a guy's yard because I didn't know I didn't set the car right first.
Yeah.
So
it's all about the initial setup.
Oh yeah, it is.
Yeah. And so, if you got a story about parallel parking or your first attempt at parallel parking, and then, if you had the auto feature on your vehicle, would you use it?
What's funny about that? I walked in the house last night and Seinfeld was on.
Uh-huh.
And there was that time when George is backing into a spot, the parallel park, and another guy's coming from the other side, and they're out there for hours trying to over the parking spot.
Figure out who was getting that parking spot. And so, around this area, pretty much wide open, not parallel parking. And I mean, it's a thing, but it's not like you go to the East Coast or West Coast or, in some of those states where you're literally paying for thousands of dollars for a parking stall. Maybe in some cases more than mortgages around here. But, is that a feature that you would use if you had it on a vehicle and it was automated one? And then give us a parallel parking story. Everybody's got one.
Oh, surely to do. Yeah. Did a curb, rubbed another car, did something, whatever, right?
Yeah.
So I've never done that.
So
not.
How about I don't know if it's in it. It's got to be in there. Either Days of Thunder or Talladega Nights, where he hits the e-brake and slides it around and parallel parks it.
Days of what?
Oh, Days of Thunder. Yeah, I seen that the other day. They're running down the beach and beating up each other.
That rental car company was in trouble, weren't they?
Yeah, it said he had radiator trouble. They were late.
I think it was the radiator, right, yeah. Cole?
Oh, good God, that was funny. But
yeah, sometimes I've thought about doing it. No, I haven't really.
That Yeah.
So anyway, yeah, let's hear your parallel park stories from that part. And
then would you use it if you were to purchase a newer vehicle, or maybe your vehicle has it? Have you used it? And what do you think of it? So
Yeah.
it's definitely a trust issue, I will tell you, to begin with.
Yeah, I know, but that's kind of like that Blue Cruise now and the old
Yeah.
Adaptive Cruise. You got to have some trust there.
Yeah,
That's
for sure. And it's definitely handy. And I tell you, that Blue Cruise is dialed in. And if it thinks there's something odd or weird, I mean, it just will let you know, hey, we're disconnected. And
Well, I don't know, the other day,
you're
I don't know
pilot.
what was going on, Josh, but it just kind of brought me to a halt. Not to a halt, but slowed me way down. I don't know
Yeah.
what was going on there or whatever, but it just happened to. I think we had a malfunction in the system. We need to reset or something. No, but if you ignore that warning line enough, it does. I mean, as you're driving the Blue Cruise, if you don't pay attention, they'll come up and tell you to put your eyes back on the road, because it is as a camera watching your eyes to make sure you're paying attention.
And not your phone. Or, I mean, not.
Or looking
things.
around.
Yeah.
But it is something about that part of it. It is, to me, it's a little bit too sensitive. Like this morning, I had it on coming down Kellogg, and I just looked over at the quick lane just to see what the traffic was like, and keep your eyes on the road. So anyway, but that part of the equation. But it does, if you ignore it a couple of times, the second time it gives you a little bump of the brake because it thinks you're asleep and it jabs you. The third time it'll give you another jab, but then the fourth time, boy, she's slowing her right on down, and she's going to bring you to a halt. But I didn't let it get all the way down to zero, of course, but I think it will bring it all the way down to zero and just stop you.
Yeah, I would assume, and then it probably turns on the flashers as well, if I had to guess. So
okay, so we're going to have to try that one out, Josh. I want to see if the flashers start flashing out.
I bet they do. I bet they come on.
Yeah, I bet they do too.
From that side.
So anyway, talk about the Blue Cruise too, if you have any experience with that too. 316-462-3673. Yes, Delbert, we got to get you down and get your fusion taken care of on your hesitation. We've been talking about that for a couple of weeks now. We got to get you. Yeah, let's put Delbert. I need to make an appointment to have your tech look at the hesitation issue we talked about with my fusion. So, Delbert, when are you coming to Wichita? I guess that's the big question, is when is the time for Wichita for you to get it up here so we can take a look at it, see what's happening
with the fusion.
So, Delbert, let us know when you're coming. We'll make time to get that thing put in there for you and get it going. So, oh, yeah, it's been in the body shop. You got it out of the body shop yet, Delbert? I forgot he had a little fender bender on his. I can't remember. He does both Lyft and Uber, doesn't he? So, anyway, we're not getting any excitement on the parallel park, Josh, because I think everybody has some embarrassing story to tell.
Oh, you think so?
That's what I think. So, anyway.
Is that something you think they still, I bet they don't teach it in driver's ed anymore. And the other thing, how about changing a tire? You think that's something they teach in driver's ed?
I guarantee you the changing tires not in it no more.
Which is, you got to be able to know how to change tire before. No?
Oh, I'm 100% with that. I that's the X thing is too. You really think about it, is how many times, years ago.
Or check tire pressure.
Oh,
I mean, that's another one.
Yeah. I think what I was getting ready to say is about flat tires and stuff like that too. You just don't see too many cars anymore on the side of the road. You do every now and then, but not very often do you see somebody with a flat tire or whatever from that part. I mean, years ago, the older cars back in the days, they had 2 spare tires.
Yeah.
Because those tires would blow out or do whatever, but we just don't have that today.
We've got calls coming in, and I wasn't even paying attention. So we'll get you guys passed through. I apologize.
I didn't see that coming in either. Oh, it did.
Yep. So we've got all sorts of parallel parking stories, and we don't even know it. Apologize about that, guys, but we're gonna get Jason patched through here and
see what kind of parallel park issue he's got. Of course, he might have something else on his mind too. So. Yeah, James Furman, I'm going to have to check it out. Furman's thinking that the hazard's got to come on to.
I would, I would assume so. Once it stops you, it may even, if you're connected, I bet it might even call 911.
Oh yeah.
So we might be quick on the draw. On
I know. We need to check it out.
Yeah, I bet it. I bet it at very least puts the flashers on.
Yeah, so we'll have to see. I'm with you, Furman. It should turn them flashers on if it's going to pull you down to a stop. So. I guess we're going to find out. Got Jason patched through yet?
So not quite yet. Getting him going. Hopefully,
we probably let Jason
we maybe let Jason
set there too long before we.
we'll see what we got here. Oh, here we go. Good morning.
Morning, guys. How are you?
We're doing great. Welcome to the Under Hood Show.
So I have a stupid question.
Okay.
My wife is thinking about trading in a car, and we're in the debate on whether to buy new or used. What is the pros and cons for buying new and used? Is it better to buy new with the economy the way it is, or?
Well, I'm going to tell you lots of things coming to my mind here, Jason, real quick. Number one, yeah, the used car market. Of course, the whole market is still kind of messed up due to the shortage and the chip shortage and that sort of thing and everything else too from that part.
Right.
And the used car market is coming down. I will tell you that. That is for sure. It happens. It is happening. I'm watching that every day. I watch the used car values and everything on our lot every day. What's happening? What's going on from that part? But there's pros and cons all over the place too. And some of the first quick things that come to my mind with new is you got a full-fledged warranty. So for the first 3 or 36, you don't have any worry about something breaking down. If you buy a used car, you're going to have to worry about maintenance and other breakage items down the road unless you purchase an extended warranty to cover you on that side of the point. Next thing is new usually has a better interest rates than used due to the fact of the length of the term of the loan and that sort of thing. So there's some advantages there. We're just now starting to see a few models have the rebates come back on them that we haven't seen for a couple of years. So that's another thing to look at. Next thing is insurance. I think you'll find out that the newer cars have more safety features item on it. And some of the insurance costs and stuff like that are cheaper on some of these new cars than they are the used cars because of the safety factors and everything that come into play from that standpoint too. So, but again, we sell everything new and used. And I'll give you an example. Just the other day, we had a lady come in and she was looking for an Edge and she thought she wanted to buy a used, and we looked at both options for her, and she ended up buying a used one because the used one fit her budget better than what the new one would fit from that part. Had another gentleman the other day call me and want to look at a used truck. And we looked at the different options, and he ended up buying a new truck because it fit his budget better too. And right now, Ford's got some good incentivized rates out there for the F-150, and it just made better sense for his budget. In the way he looked at spending the dollars, it was better for him to buy a new truck than it was to buy the used truck. So everybody's got a little bit difference of opinion on what's best for their budget, what they want to spend, and all that kind of stuff too. But like I tell everybody, and it's like I told that lady on the Edge, just look at the new. Let's see. It might be better for you to buy a new Edge than a used Edge, but it didn't fit her budget like she wanted, so she ended up with the used one. But there's all kinds of pros and cons back and forth and everything else like that. But my feeling right now with what I see in the market, what I see going on is to protect my dollar and protect my investment, because that's what you're making today. You're making an investment into these cars. I think it's to protect your dollar. You're better to buy a new car today than you are to buy a used car. My opinion. Opinions are like, what, we all have one or whatever, but if a new car fits in your budget and fits in where it is, long term, right now with the way everything is, I think you're better to buy a new, because I think the new is going to hold its value on the long-term side more than what that used value is going to hold today. Right now, the used is so inflated. Yeah. But then also, too, I think it makes a difference as to how close to new you're looking at getting. If you're talking something with 20,000 miles on it, in some cases we've seen new used vehicles go for as much as what a brand new one in that same model would be. So I think that kind of makes a determination too, for sure.
Right. And what is the average turnaround when somebody buys a new car? What is the average turnaround that they sell it?
That's kind of up in the air now. It's kind of a, before the shortages of inventory we had and stuff like that, it was always somewhere around the 28 to 32 months that people would trade. But that's fluctuated now so bad because of the lacks of inventory and getting cars and all that kind of stuff. And it's like just yesterday I delivered a vehicle to a guy that took him over a year to get his truck from that part. Wow. So there's still some situations on that kind of scenarios. Not all scenarios are that way, but it is getting better on the inventory levels and stuff like that. We do have some F-150s on the ground we haven't had for 2 years. We got some Edges, we got some Explorers, from that part, and a few Escapes. We've got about 100 out there right now that we used to have 0. So it is coming around. Right. I still think we got another year before we're going to have a decent amount of inventory on the ground, instead of having to do this by order and waiting on some of these units to show up from that part. But it is getting better. I hope that some of the options that we've had to remove from the vehicles will be back in 24. I think they will be from that part. So anyway, all kinds of, we could sit here and
Good.
discuss this for a couple hours, I think.
Right. Well, I would definitely pass on. We'll discuss it, but I appreciate it. You guys have been a lot of help. Thank you.
Let us know how we can help you, buddy. We'd love to sit down with you and show you the options and show you what's, show you the benefits and everything else of what's, what's the new versus used and where your budgets are at and all that kind of stuff too.
Right. I appreciate it. Thank you, guys. Have a good weekend.
You too, buddy.
You too.
Okay. We got to get another caller on the line, and Josh, we got to get better on our phones, don't we?
Yeah, that was my fault.
I'm getting the text too, but I didn't see it. It's not just you; it's me too. So we'll get Hannah patched through here. Hope she's
sorry about your wait, Hannah, but we'll get you patched in, and you got a parallel parking story for us. I bet, just about guarantee it.
Okay, now Furman thinks the school stopped offering driver's ed.
Oh, really? Altogether. So Hannah, you're on live with Under the Hood.
Hey, man, what's up under my hood is my headlights. My headlights, I changed them last week, and my brights don't work. So I don't know what advice or what you can do for me, but my headlights, when I turn them on, they work, but my brights, they get darker and they get dimmer, and it's just darker. And I don't know what's going on with that. My brights should be bright, right?
That's right. Okay, so what kind of car do we got first?
2011 Suzuki SX4.
Okay, so you replaced the bulb because...
Well, one of my headlights was out, so I replaced both of them, got the brighter setting, and that set me up for good headlights. Now I can see better visibility-wise, but my brights, they have never worked. I flip them on, and the headlights get dimmer, and so I don't know what that's about.
Okay, so
they'd work.
So you didn't have brights with the other headlights either, correct?
No, I mean, they just got dimmer.
Yeah,
Your previous bulbs did the same thing?
Correct, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so basically what I'm thinking is happening there, Hannah, is we've got a wiring issue somewhere in the circuit from the headlight switch up, or it could be that the headlight switch itself is not sending the current like it needs to, but it's just my best bet is I'll bet you that we've got a broken wire on the high beam feed to that bulb is what I'm going to bet. I don't know what you're thinking there.
I was wondering, like a corroded ground would do the same thing too, because you're creating
Putting
more
more
load when you go from bright to dim from that side. And if there's inadequate ground or inadequate power, then it's going to do exactly what you're saying. It's only going to allow it to be so bright just because of the high resistance in the circuit. So I would agree with that. The other thing, how long have you noticed this problem?
Ever since I got the car.
Okay.
Literally ever since I got my brights have never worked, so that's unfortunate. But my headlights worked, and then in the past month, my my left headlight was getting dimmer and dimmer, and then when I turned them on one day, the left side didn't work, and so the next day I changed them, and then I thought that would fix the problem with the brights, but that did not work. So yeah.
Well, okay, so you want to do what I'm doing and wanting to do? Yeah, Hannah, we want to put it on top of your package for calling in on the works package we give you. I want to add a diagnostic onto your car where we'll look at it at no charge and try to figure out exactly what's going on, whether it is the broken wire switch or what it might be, or in a ground or whatever. But I'd love to add that to your package so we can get it in here and let's get one of our certified technicians to take a look at it and see exactly what's causing that problem. But we'll diagnose it for you at no charge.
All right. Well, that'll be awesome. I really appreciate it, guys.
No problem at all, Hannah. We'll get you a call after the show and get you an appointment scheduled up here so we can take a look at that Suzuki and get you fixed up because you need those brights for sure to stay safe out there.
Yeah, definitely. Awesome. Thank you so much, guys.
Thank you, Hannah.
Thanks for the call.
All right, 316-462-3673. So far, a couple calls, but no one
has a parallel parking story.
I'm telling you what it is, Josh. Everybody's embarrassed to tell their story. That's what I think.
Yeah, we should have asked Hannah and Jason.
Yeah, we should have asked, shouldn't we? Anyway, Rex, bring it on in. Bring it on in. That's exactly correct, Rex. Hey, Rex, come on. You got any parallel parking stories you want to tell about? I'm sure you got something going on out there that you've done before. I promise you, Rex has got something. So, anyway, 316-462-3673. Love to hear from you. Any of your parallel parking stories?
Or if you had automated parking and you needed a parallel park, would you use it? Or would you use your skills and make it happen yourself?
There you go. All right, so let's get the phones ringing. 316-462-3673. Okay, Josh, you had something else you want to bring up today?
Yeah, so we talk about the multi-point all the time from that side of it, as far as as part of the package and just the general maintenance intervals. But I almost value the multi-point inspection as much as I do an oil change. You know, having somebody look over that vehicle and see exactly what's going on with it and where you're at with it. And it, every time we come across something that is kind of a surprise to somebody that had no idea what was going on, it's pretty common. You know, I had no idea my car was doing that, or that could have been a potential problem that later on down the road would have literally left them stranded.
Yep.
Especially when it comes to just like a battery.
Yeah.
You know, and being able to test that it's midlife or starting to get weak. I think of all the instances that we can let somebody know something to prevent them from going out first thing in the morning trying to get to work and the car not start, or not be able to get you where you're wanting to go.
So anyway, I put up on the screen, I put up one of our multi-point inspections that we do on your car when it comes in. And Josh, you're right. Finding things that's a little problem, kind of like that Fram commercial years ago, pay me now, pay me later, kind of a situation stuff too. But I'm going to tell you my favorite thing about the multi-point inspection from a consumer standpoint. I'm going to bring this up right down here. As you come down here to the tire, and you can see the tires over here at, you got, Josh, you got one in the caution, you got two in the caution from that sign point, but the others are in the green. So you've got 730 seconds and 530 seconds on the tires. And what I like about that is you can watch the tires wear down. You can watch what goes on and know what's going on. It's the same thing you can do with your brake lining down here. You can see how much brake wear you've got. You got 10 millimeters and 8 millimeters on your brakes. And you can watch it when it gets to the yellow. You can plan for repairs. You can plan for expenses. And it's no different on the tires. And Josh brings me these used cars, and I see the price of these tires on there. And I said, Josh, I just need 4 tires, just 4. So that's what I'm saying. The tires are getting to be, it's an expense. So you can plan for that and know what's happening. The brakes, they're not getting any cheaper either. You can plan for what's happening with these cars and that sort of thing from that part. But having this done each and every time and monitoring and watching what goes on with your car is huge from that part. And and I always get the excuse where you're just trying to sell me something. I only want to sell you what you need. I'm not going to sell you something that you don't need from that part. So please understand that what this multi-point here is, it's a checkup, just like going to the doctor. If you go get to the doctor and you get your checkup and they just check your blood pressure and say, okay, you're good to go, see you later. Is that really a good checkup? No, that's no different going in and getting your oil changed and just draining your oil and filter and rolling out the door. The way these cars are today, years ago, we would go 200 miles and fill up a tank. We might put a quart of oil in. We had put some radiator fluid in it. We aired up the tires, did all the stuff every 200 miles. We're now going, what you should go is 5,000 miles before you even touch these cars anymore. So that's where this multi-point is coming more play and more crucial. You're going 5,000 miles before you have someone look at your car, pop the hood, or do anything with it from that part. So knowing what's going on in that car through the whole transition and monitoring everything that's happening here, and from that point, next battery. I mean, we can see right here the battery is green, but you can watch it get into yellow. And my battery hits yellow, I'm replacing that thing. Because if it's getting in the yellow, guess what? It's getting down there enough where you need to watch what's going on. So there's so many things going on in this multi-point inspection, not just to find out what we can sell you. It's to find out to what you can do to preventative maintenance, take care of your car, protect your investment from that part. And I can't stress enough at how much more important that multi-point inspection is from that part. So,
well, and it's just to me, having our technicians look over these vehicles, I mean, they see similar vehicles to yours, same day, several a day, and know where the weak points are, the wear points are, and to be able to identify those and look at them, and then also understand what it is they're looking at. Is it good? Is it bad? It's worth the amount of the service just for that, in my opinion. And again, we go back to Jason's question on buying new or used and the price of the vehicles and stuff like that. And these things, you buy a new vehicle and it will run as many miles as you want to put on it. I mean, how many times do we look at trades with 150,000, 160,000, 180,000? And they're just as good.
I looked at a truck yesterday with 302,000 miles on it. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah. Did it look a little rough? Yeah, she looked pretty rough, but it still had 302,000 miles on it.
But as far as the powertrain and being able to start and run and drive and move the thing, you know, we just don't have. You don't have near the problems with starters and alternators and you know those type of things that you once did. And as far as the powertrain, I mean, every manufacturer for the most part has a pretty durable powertrain and will go whatever distance that you want them to go with good maintenance, good preventative maintenance on it from that side of things. And you know, a lot of times we get into situations or scenarios of and it's all the add-ons, the sensors and switches and things like that is the majority of where we see failure. You know, we were talking last night with a couple of technicians, and you don't short block an engine anymore. You know, there's just not.
You don't.
Yeah, there's just no real point of failure down there. Now, I'm not to say that it can't happen, but typically
not very often.
Yeah, when that happens, it's pretty early in the life of the vehicle because it was assembled wrong. Yeah. There was something in the manufacturing process that, you know, and that's why they put the manufacturer warranty on something.
What these techs do today is not near what I was doing when I was wrenching on cars. And a day doesn't go by, Josh said, I don't look down at my right wrist and see that big old scar on my hand where I cut the heck out of my hand grinding valves on a head one night from that part. And, you know, we just don't do valve jobs anymore. It just doesn't happen like it used to or anything else like that from that part because the powertrains have gotten so well and so good and everything else too. And, from that part, but
I mean, we can go through and talk about, you know, making improvements to the shops. We're like right now, we're in the process of putting data ports in everybody's stalls so we can get these downloads to the vehicles more reliable, quicker, you know, and easier for the technicians because that's the repairs we're doing. You know, that's what's happening.
Yeah, it's anymore. It's a technical side of this point for these technicians. And it's, you know, Josh, I know someone used to make fun of me all the time talking about updates and all that kind of stuff, but I'm telling you today, these updates fix more things on cars than you can believe.
Yeah.
And, you know, I was talking to a guy yesterday, he was madder than heck at his truck and everything else like that. And I know what's wrong with it. It just needed to be updated because I was fighting the same thing in the F-150 that I jumped in. And I had Tim go back and it took 4 hours to update that truck.
Yep.
On the data points coming through there. And I don't remember if Tim did it wirelessly, if he did it with a hard wire, or what he did. I don't know how much difference that would make, but that's the whole point here is these computers are controlling these cars and doing so much to them and everything else from that part. But these updates can change drastically. And I know that's what was wrong with that guy's truck was matter. And you know what, at the truck yesterday, he was ready to trade it off because of the situation was happening. I said, hold on, I know what's going on. We just need to come in and let's get some updates put in. So I've said this many times on the show. Back in my day, if you walked in a shop and a technician had a shop manual out and he had no clue what he was doing if he's had to read a shop manual back in the day. Today, if you don't walk in there and they don't have their laptops out, that tech he can't diagnose a car today without a laptop from that part, you know. And I go into the aftermarket world and watch these aftermarket shops and everything else like that and how they're getting their training, what they're doing to stay on top of it and all kind of stuff. It's got to be hard.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. I don't know how you would do it as a, you know, independent from that side of things, just with the amount of equipment and tools and everything that it would take to keep up with all this stuff. It's got to be crazy.
Yeah, it does. It's got to be crazy.
You just be at a huge disadvantage for sure.
Yep. Oh yeah, exactly. So, hey, 316-462-3673. Anything ailing your car, tires, brakes, batteries, anything you want to talk about in the automobile world, anything you don't understand about your car or new technology, whatever it is, love to hear from you and love to give you a great price package about over $130. And then who knows, you might even get a free diagnostic like Hannah did on her headlights on her Suzuki. Figure out what's going on with her headlights from that part.
Somebody's got to have a parallel parking story.
Furman, I don't know. I think Furman works a job he can watch and everything else like that, but he can't call in because he said, I've had to wiggle 2,500, 3,500 pickups out of a row of a new car. He's got pretty good at it. So I'm thinking he used to work at a dealership, and I'm sure what he's saying there is he had to do a lot of parallel parking back then with his trucks is what I'm thinking he's saying. If I'm reading your text correctly, Mr. Furman. So anyway, but
got some experience at it.
Yeah. Yeah. So you know what, like I said, Josh, first time I tried that deal was, you know, when you set this parallel park up, you got to pull up where the gap is at or the part you're going to park at too, and you push the button on the dash so it knows it's going to start recording
where it fits,
and you drive past it and then it knows where the hole's at, and then you push the old button, and all you control is the gas and the brake, and let's let go and take off. So the first time that I did, and I didn't realize what I was doing. Okay, I didn't do the find the hole and everything else like that. I just pulled up, thought, okay, hey, let's just hit the old
Hit
deal.
that. And...
I hit it, jumped the curb up. God dang it, in somebody's yard, because the system just didn't know what it was doing.
Yeah.
But when you know what it's doing, I mean, it's foolproof. I mean, it is that good at how it parallel parks.
Well, and how close it gets to the curb and the car behind you, and I mean, it will fit the vehicle in the exact size that it needs. From that side of it, for sure, is very impressive on what it does. So,
yep, exactly. So, anyway, what other technology we got on these cars today that kind of, we've talked a lot about the Blue Cruise, that sort of thing. The lane sharing, that's another one.
What I want to know is
this ought to be
on
good.
technology.
Yep.
Why have they not come up with a power adjustable rear view mirror that when you hit your key fob, so you have, a husband and wife using a vehicle or whatever, because I always have to adjust the rear view mirror and the side mirrors and the seat and all that stuff. All that other stuff is on you can program driver 1, driver 2, but why not the rear view mirror?
You know what? Talking about a rear view mirror, I got in a Land Rover the other day that we did over here in the did a full frontal PPF and ceramic coated and corrected it and everything. It's a brand new car, brand new Land Rover, and I got to go drive that thing. And that rear view mirror in that thing is a camera.
Yep.
It's not just you don't look at it's not looking at what you see when you look in that camera, but it's a camera. It's got a camera out back, and that's what that rear view camera is working off of. And I'm telling you, that got a little bit to getting used to.
It's definitely a different depiction.
Yeah.
I think it's kind of zoomed in a little bit too.
And the other thing is super wide.
Yeah. Yep. Chevrolet does a lot of that. Uses a lot of review, a lot of cameras for their review mirrors as well. And that's an option that you can turn on or off with that thing. But yeah, it is a little. It just takes some getting used to for sure. But
Yeah.
Why has a manufacturer not made a power rear view mirror?
I don't know. That's a good question, Josh. Okay, Jason Cox has got a good one here. I would like to hear stories of people backing their boats or trailers before the trailer backup assist came out on the newer trucks.
So
I tell you, I would love to be at a set at a boat dock and pull me up a chair and a cooler.
You can do it all day,
and just
you
have
can do it all day.
Heyday.
Yeah, like there's a divorce. Yep. Those guys aren't friends anymore. Yep. They're taking 2 separate vehicles home. Yep.
And Jason's right on the backup assist now. Ford had that commercial a while back where here come this F-150 pulling up, and it's got a big boat in a narrow dock, and that guy sitting outside that marina thinking, oh, yeah, all right, this guy's not going to back that thing. And just backed her straight right in there. It's from that part. But
I really think Ford missed the boat on the marketing advertisement. Could have done something like hey, save your marriage, get this or whatever. I have been that person a time or two.
Oh, not me, Josh.
On that side of it. So yeah, it's I definitely believe that they missed their mark on the advertising of that feature for sure. And it is, I tell you, for that function on the truck is really cool. It takes a little bit to get it set up as far as measuring the distances on the axle of the trailer, and how the algorithms work on the modules is absolutely crazy. But I can back a trailer, and to use that, I mean, it makes it definitely pretty easy for somebody to be able to do that for sure.
Yeah, you can back a trailer. We'll give you credit on that, because I get in trouble. I know who I'm calling. I'm calling Josh to come back my trailer in there stall so I can get that. So,
but it is definitely a pretty cool feature for sure. So last Saturday we had the not a leap year sale.
Yep,
that went over pretty good. I had a couple of cars out there. They went like hotcakes. There was quite a few people out here, and it was another really good event that I think we had. And then before that, we had the race open house. And basically getting geared up and ready to go for race season. Time changes next weekend, so that's going to be a huge asset.
Oh, does it really?
It does. I'm ready to go. So that's
I'm more than ready to go for that. I mean, summertime's around the corner, and this cold weather's gone, and everything else too. So yeah, I can't wait for that too. That is for sure. Can't wait, Lee. Can't wait.
We were going over the race schedule, and got a lot of things getting ready to kick off or start up here for sure in that department. It won't be long. We'll be right in the middle of summer and wondering where. I can't believe it's already March, the first part of March as well. So it's this year has flown by for sure.
That is not kidding, but I can feel the weather's coming and everything else too. So excited for that part, and can't wait to get some warm weather and everything else too. It's going to be fun and exciting to get that started. So kicking off race season, it is here. Tonight starts off the USMTS down in Petty, Texas, and of course we've got our Mel Hambelton team and Mullins Racing down there in Petty, Texas. We'll see how they do tonight from that part. So it'll be kind of cool. Turn on Racing Dirt. Our partners there at Racing Dirt will have a live video feed from that part. So if you need something to do tonight, I think sure what all time everything kicks off. I haven't checked that out yet. Let me pull up Race Pass here and see what time everything gets kicked off on USMTS tonight down in Petty, Texas. And they had some rain last night, so they didn't get to race. So they're racing tonight and tomorrow night. So anyway, it says on Race Pass that hot laps at 5:30. Racing starts at 6, so starting a little earlier than I'm sure because of weather probably maybe on that stuff too. So turn into Racing Dirt. Those guys will have it live with you there and cheer on your favorite USMTS driver, and we'll see who's going to be the winner, pulling away some money tonight and tomorrow night down at USMTS. But also, like you said, race season is upon us. It's here. It's fun and exciting. We got our stuff ready to go, and kind of the same schedule as last year for our race trailers and everything else. We're going there. Got a few exciting stuff coming on that too. So from that part. So anyway, I guess we're not. How about we just get some callers calling in about their boat backing in? That's another thing.
Or just backing up a trailer in general. That's that can definitely be very interesting to see or to watch. And for me, I just when I see somebody like that struggling, it's like, okay, trying to explain what you need to do and everything. It's just a feel. You just gotta, okay, you get out, I'll get in, we'll do it and go on down the road for sure. And then my other thing is almost harder to jet skis are worse than boats from that side, just because they're so small and you can't see them typically, but you got such a small wheelbase between the hitch and the axles of the trailer that it's so easy to get those things jackknifed and turned around. Seen a lot of damage done by people trying to back up jet ski trailers. I've even seen one guy.
Now that's a hard one. I'm going to tell you, you can't see that thing very well. Everything else too. So I'd much rather back a big trailer in than a little old jet ski trailer. I'm promising you there.
He spent probably 5 or 10 minutes trying to get it backed up in the water, got it pretty close, gets out of the truck, goes to the back, picks up the trailer, centers it up, gets back in the truck, backs it up a little bit.
You weren't laughing or anything, right?
Oh God, I was laughing. But yeah, it's
every time on Facebook, you'll see some of that too, people trying to load boats too. Screw up. There's those things too. I'm glad you weren't laughing. I'm glad, but we went over and helped him, didn't you?
I was laughing.
Yeah,
for
it
sure.
is. It takes learn how to back something. If you're just trying to learn out
the
pressure gets
every watch it. So I think that's where a lot of the pressure comes from. So a lot of the arguments might come from there. For sure. And then it's just you got all the eyes on you. That's what gets you, I'm sure, every time. Ooh.
I'm looking some stuff up here. Let's see what we can put over here.
Gonna see what we could get on the
yeah, well, here's the other one. Is
forgetting to put it in park.
Yeah, let's see. This here is not a very pretty, exciting deal here. So this, surely you don't want this to be you. Am I gonna miss it?
No.
There's the one that's got to hurt right there. That has got to hurt. Uh-oh. We lost some wheels there, Josh.
What? I'm not even sure how that happened.
Look at the boats on her sideways and everything. He just said, screw it. He's going.
Giving up.
Oh, and we got a boat out of control here. Ooh, the guy
There's
fell out of the boat.
Yeah, there's somebody on the side of
All right. Okay. That's painful too. He's trying to get back in the boat and can't get in the boat. He's trying. Oh, he got in.
Oh, look at there. Got it. And then he says, I meant to do that.
All right. So let's hear if you got any funny backing up stories or boat stories or whatever. We'd love to hear from you too on that part too. So, from that part. So, anyway, painful stories out there from that part. So
the other thing, detail shop.
Let's talk about our new Mel Hambelton Auto Spa. It's a new detail shop we built. It's over on the southwest corner of our property, and just kind of got things hooked up and going over there. We going to be offering a lot of different things over there. Of course, we're going to get our used cars details running through there. Our buildings over east, what we call East Detail, has been a little bit out of date and that sort of thing. So now we've got a controlled environment for the detail guys, heated and air conditioned. Don't have all the kinks worked out of it yet, but we're getting a pretty good flow going over there right now. But we're also going to start offering ceramic coating and paint corrections for all you guys with your high dollar cars and trucks like that and want to look at that thing. And then the other thing is paint protection film. That's the clear shield. We go over the top of that, and we're using a Lumar Valor 12-year paint protection film over the front of your cars and stuff. And right now we're in there. We're doing our second Cadillac. We've done a Land Rover. We've done another Cadillac, and we've got a Porsche over there. Yep. So we're doing a lot of different things on that. So if you want to protect the front of your car, protect the whole car, we can wrap that whole car in that paint protection film, just like you wrap a car from that standpoint too. But it's not like wrapping a car. That film is a whole different animal to get it on there and protect and everything else too. But the next thing is, before you put the film on, you really need to paint correct it, because if you don't, it's going to magnify the things and everything underneath the paint and that sort of stuff too from that part. So a lot of things going on there at the Mel Hambelton Auto Spa. I'd love to hear from you if you want to, got some questions about that. If you want to jump on the phones here and get the great price package for that too. But, and then of course we're going to start offering retail details to customers who just come in to be able to get their cars detailed and stuff. But first we got to get our used cars under control, because we're way behind on that.
Yep.
And I'm already getting calls, Josh, of other places wanting us to do details for them and stuff. And I told them just to hang tight until we can, get ourselves under control a little bit, and then we will be offering that. So next thing is, we're looking for some great guys that want to learn the detail business, or if you are a good experienced detailer, we'd love to, we'd love to hear from you. Love to hire your workforce. And again, it's a heat and air conditioned building, state of the art equipment, everything else to do. We still got the big vacuum system that's coming. It's not here yet. Should be here in a couple weeks.
Yeah, I think we're getting really close on that.
Yeah. So, we've got a great layout to do it, and that sort of thing too. So looking for some great guys that want to make cars look better and that sort of thing. And we've got a great pay plan for you. We've got some great second to none benefit package for you out there on that part too. Great time off, great PTO, that's kind of thing too. So if you're looking for something, you want to help us out on the details, we're looking for quite a few people to open it, to go over in that detail shop and help us out with that.
I was in there walking around the other day, putting the air fittings on the hoses, and just the lights in that place to be able to see those vehicles and see how clean they are, and that's huge, And then Caleb had, or one of the guys had, their paint corrective lights out. It's amazes me. You get a vehicle under the right light, of all the defects that you see in it. You see some of these new vehicles roll off the truck or transport being brand new, and you think, man, that's pretty decent looking paint from that side, and you get it under those paint correction lights, and it's amazing what all those things bring out, what all you see in it in some of these vehicles. And then just the before and after of what they do after they've done all the paint corrections on it.
We've got a couple of Explorers over there doing right now. We're doing a complete on it. We're doing complete paint correction. They're brand new Explorers, and there's still things on brand new cars, trust me, that need to be paint corrected and stuff. And we put on the Geon ceramic coating, and then we coated the windows, we coated the glass, windshield, wheels, inner fender wells. We did leather inside, we did carpet inside. Everything. These cars are getting completely done from that part. So Okay, I thought I had a question there, but I don't. Sorry, I was reading that real quick. So anyway, lots of new things happen over at Mel Hambelton Auto Spa. Again, if you want to get your car looked at or whatever, we can give you an estimate what we can do for that part. And again, there's other films we can put on in front of your cars. Even Lumar makes different film and stuff like that. But I'm only going to install the 12-year Valor. They have a 5-year plan also out there with some of their film and stuff, but I'm not going to use that at all. So my thing is, if I'm going to put some film in front of your car, it's going to be great. It's going to last. It's going to do the job that it needs to do.
Well, I think we both have had experience of, somebody installing film, in years ago, and also just the technology that's happened in that industry over the past several years. But, there's been a lot of cases where what we've seen that it hazes or yellows, or you peel it off and it peels the paint with it.
Yeah.
So there's definitely some horror stories that we've seen come from that. And that's why if you're going to do that, and I mean, you're protecting an investment for sure, putting that stuff on there, you want to, and then just the other side of it is the way that it's applied is huge too.
That's right. And I've hired some great guys over there that are over there helping me with Caleb and Calvin and Nor. They all have great experience in what they're doing and stuff. We're not fresh. I didn't hire anybody green to go install this stuff. So you're going to get a great job and everything else too from that part. And you're right, Josh. We've had those horror stories with the film before, having to go repaint cars.
Yep.
And that's why I'm only going to install that Valor 12-year stuff. That's their best product and everything else too. And Nor, who's been doing the most of the paint protection film for us, even says too that is the best product on the market to have and everything else like that too. So if you've got a high-end car you want protected or whatever, we've got the area to do it. We got the equipment to do it. We got the technology to do it. We've got, and we have all the stuff. So, we had a Land Rover that we took in and had put some paint film on the front of it, and they actually cut in the paint.
Yeah.
That's one thing we're not going to do. We've got the technology for the cutters to cut it before it even gets on your car, all that kind of stuff too. We got the right tools to install the stuff too to protect your car. So if you've got a high-end car or whatever that you want to protect it, or whatever, and whether you want to do the paint film or you want to do the ceramic coating, whatever it might be, we'd love to help you with that part. So give us a call and we'll get you fixed up with that part too. So anyway, Josh, what else? Anything?
So let's see. I was thinking about what I had something on the tip of my tongue too.
Can't remember what it was.
You put me on the spot. Way to go.
Well,
I don't think anybody has a backup story.
I think you're all too embarrassed to do it.
Or is it? I don't know. Yeah. What's the deal?
Yeah.
We're gonna have to record this from a boat dock one day. Talk about pressure.
Maybe so.
Talk about pressure.
We put the camera around and watch you back one in, watch me back one in. Is that what we're going to do?
Do a little challenge.
Yeah, exactly. So, well, hey, everybody, let's, Josh, we always do this too. We kind of forget about our sponsors to help with this show. Of course, BG Products, all the great preventative maintenance products we use right inside here at Mel Ford. And again, I've been using them since the 80s and love their products, love what they do. They're not snake oil in a can. They're not cheap either, but they are good products that's going to do things to help protect your car. Again, love the partnership with those guys, what they do. And, they come and get cars from us all the time that they go and test and do the different things and stuff like that too. So it's fun to see the results that come back of their products and what they do. So if you're wanting to put some good products in your engine, in your oil, in your fuel, in your power steering, your transmission, your transfer cases, whatever it might be, they've got great products to help make your car run many, many more miles.
Just the other day, I was talking with Casey. We had a vehicle in here that it was relatively new, meaning year wise. I think it was a 22 year model, but it had like 60,000 miles on it, and it was a competitive make. It was a Land Rover, and we needed a special tool to hook up for the transmission service on the thing. And just being able to call those guys, they were able to coordinate with us exactly what needed to be done. The vehicle has a thermostat in the transmission fluid, so it'll actually, the transmission fluid has to get up to a certain degree before it'll actually start circulating through the cooler and stuff like that. But to be able to flush it, just the amount of knowledge and to be able to have that as a resource, to know that when we did that service, we got the right tools, we got the right procedure on how it's done. And those guys are always they're always investing in that and always making sure that the product that they're offering are second to none.
Exactly. Anyway, Big Corner Creative. Again, that's our company too, but they do a lot of great things for us. It's called Big Corner Creative. It comes off our big out here at the Big Corner. But Jesse has a great team down there. They are an advertising firm that does everything to help you advertise your business, where you want Google advertising, traditional advertising. You need a web page built. He's got a great team of guys down there that just build web pages for your companies, that sort of thing. If you want to check out a couple good web pages, go look at the Mel Hambelton Racing page, and you can check out the Facebook page. They designed both of those pages for us, but they do all kinds of other things too, with windows, wraps, decals, vehicle wraps, race car wraps, window tint, all kinds of things. But if you're looking for some of those kind of ideas or whatever, Jesse's got a great team of people down there that do a great job of helping you with all your advertising needs. And also Go To Rent. I can't tell you that if you're needing a 12 or 15 passenger van, please plan ahead. We are dying for vans. I had to pull some vans out because of age and stuff that Ford wouldn't let me keep in the rental department. I've got vans on order that I can't get. So if you're needing a 12 or 15 passenger van, and just the other day we were out, we couldn't take care of a couple customers that needed those vans. And I'm going to tell you, finding a 12 or 15 passenger van now is very hard. Even the rental car companies can't get them and don't have them. That part. So if you need one of those vans, we've got about 20 still in stock, but just please plan ahead and let Stan know in our rental department that you need something for your rental vehicle. Or summertime's coming, vacation's coming. If you need something bigger to take a vacation, an expedition, Explorer, Edge, whatever it might be, Stan does have a decent fleet of vehicles over there, not like I want to have or whatever for you. But if you want something not to put the miles on your car or whatever, give Stan a call right inside here at Mel Hambelton Ford at Go To Rent. Hey, everybody, have a great Saturday, and we'll talk to you next Saturday morning, 9 to 10, and see what other kind of exciting stuff we can talk about, right, Josh? Yep. Everybody have a great Saturday. We'll talk to you next Saturday.